Hello guys, the last time I met, I told you all about genetic disorders and how they're formed and what DNA has to do with it. So this time I decided I'll show you a little more about it, and actually what I do once a week, I come in and I get that stuff. That stuff is called elaprase. It's basically the enzyme my body's missing, and they give it to me artificially, even though it is made by a human cell, so it's not artificial, but it's normal. Um, so it comes in this little bag. Mine takes about 2 hours. Other people's takes up to 4 hours. It connects to this thing called a port, which goes directly, you can see that little line, directly into my aorta, which then goes throughout my entire body. I have all these sensors connected to me to make sure I don't have any shocks, any allergic reactions. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys remember, but the last time I told you about the enzyme I was missing, I mentioned that it's normally made in the cell. So this stuff is artificial in the sense that it has little receptor proteins, which I'm going to have a picture of. It'll show you what it is. And they attach to the cell, and then the cell ingests the items into it. This condition is not related to diabetes, as you can see in this picture. Diabetes is a little bit different. The sugar comes from outside the cell, goes into the cell. The chemical insulin is actually not an enzyme. It's a hormone that allows the insulin to go into the cell and to be properly broken down. So, as you can see, there's a lot of things going in and out of the cell, but they have to have little key cards, basically, receptors. The only thing that doesn't have to is water, which I don't know if anyone can see back there. There's two bags. The second bag has saline in it. Saline is water and salt, because if you put pure water into a person, their cells will blow up. So they have to put some salt in there to make it sort of an equal level of salt between in the cells and outside the cells. You'll see that picture I'm going to put up. That'll show what happens to cells when they're put into high density water and high density salt. It's kind of like if you take a saltwater fish and put it into fresh water. The saltwater fish will blow up and it will die. And then if you take a freshwater fish and put it into salt water, it will shrivel up and eventually die. And another thing, actually, people might have heard that if you put salt on slugs, they shrivel up. It is true. Slugs are primarily made of water. So when you put salt on them, the water kind of escapes the cells, and they're unable to control the water leaving it. So they shrivel up and basically die. So that was my quick lesson on things going in and out of the cell, and looks like it's time for me to go. Till next time. So guys, it looks like I'm still here. They were just flushing it, which means they have to make sure they get all the drug out of the tubing, because it's actually a very expensive drug. That little bag right there, it costs about $14,000. So you want to make sure to get it all in me. What I forgot to mention was the concept that I went over with water and salt called osmosis and diffusion. You can look it up. It's kind of fascinating, and it was actually something easy in biology. So, hope you enjoy, and let me know if you have any other questions.